In this video, I'm going to show you how simple it is to make a stunning personalized greeting card using the Ping Overlay feature of YowdiShop. First, we'll start a new Ping Overlay project. Now to do this, you must have some Ping Overlay templates on your system. There are several available on this website, and others are available from third-party vendors. I happen to have a Christmas greeting card overlay that I'll use for this Yowdy. Now, as you can see, when the Ping loads, it loads as a semi-transparent background. You'll see why this is when we begin the editing of this Yowdy. So let's go to the edit mode and get started. You can see the area inside the frame is the fully transparent area on this Ping, and of course this is where we'll be placing our picture. So we'll go to the Add Sub Image option and import an image. Now, as before, YowdiShop gives you the option of editing this image if you want, but I'm just going to keep this one as is. Now we'll move it down here to where it's approximately in position, and we can always check and see just by reducing its opacity to see if it lies over the frame where we think it would be, and that looks pretty nice right there. So we'll bring it back up and we'll apply the Ping. So there, in just a couple of clicks, we have a nice, beautiful looking Christmas card. But I'm going to want to add a little extra to this because we have some messages that we'd like to convey to our viewers. So to do that, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a text box. And in this text box, we're going to say our holiday message. Now, in order to make this look good, I think what I'm going to do is add a little fancier font to this. Now, here's one thing that I didn't show you before, but a little trick in Yowdy that's kind of nice, or YowdiShop that's kind of nice, and that is that you can have a preferred fonts list. If you're anything like me, you have 1,000 fonts on your system and you use about 20 of them. So what I've done is given you the option of loading in the fonts that you particularly like on your system that you use over and over and over again, and you don't have to page through all of your fonts to find the ones you really care about. In my case here, I like a font named Margaret, and I think that probably we'll bring that up to about a size 48 and maybe bold it, and that will give us a pretty nice look. Okay, so here's what we get when we bring Margaret in. Now, I think before we go any further too, I'm going to also give it a color, and I might like it to be a little on the goldy side, something like about like that. And we'll bring that down here at the bottom of our screen and set it there. Now, I'm also going to then add another text box, and this text box is going to be our names, or anyone's names, but in my case, our names here that we're going to use. And again, I'm going to stick with that Margaret font at 48 and bold. And I think what I'll do is I'll just color this one the same as I colored the others, so I'll just click on that and make it the same color. And we'll then move this down underneath. And there's the names now of the people who are going to leave messages on this card. Okay, so now we've got this. The thing to do then, of course, next is to add a tag. I'll add a new tag here, and I'll just do one for this example. I'll just add the one for myself. And I'll put it over my name here. And I'll do a little audio recording. Something like this. This year has been a very good year for me. My consulting business has done well, and I have completed the YowdiShop program. This summer, the family went to Hawaii on vacation to celebrate Sarah's graduation from high school. We had a great time at Thanksgiving as well, when all the kids were at home from school, and the whole family was together again. And play that back. This year has been a very good year for me. My consulting business has done well, and I have completed the YowdiShop program. Okay, that sounds good. And now what we'll go ahead and do is save that tag. And before we leave, I'd like to also do one other thing with a music track on this one. Since I happen to have We Wish You a Merry Christmas ready to import here, And I think what I'm going to do is I want this thing to be very subdued in the background. So I'm going to set these levels quite low, maybe like 25 and 5. And that means that when the music is playing, it'll be just recording at 25% or a background level from the original recording volume. And then whenever anyone is speaking, giving their narrative, it'll drop down even further so as to not obscure or overlay the background to the point where you can't understand the person's narrative. So we'll go ahead and save that too. Now we'll save the whole thing. Oh yes, remember, whenever I've added these graphics elements, YowdiShop is going to ask you to edit or to render these to a non-editable composite before it saves it. So be sure you're happy with what you have. I think I'll just go ahead and tell it yes here. And since we don't have a name, we have to give this some kind of a name. I'll just call it Merry Christmas. And that way now we've got our final file. And if we close it and go to the edit mode, this is what your viewers would see. And when they would choose to click on one of the names.
This year has been a very good year for me. My consulting business has done well, and I have completed the YowdiShop program. This summer, the family went to Hawaii
and so forth. So let me stop the music here. So there you can see in just a very few moments, with just a minimal amount of effort, we've created a very stunning Christmas card that could be passed around to all of your friends and relatives.